future streamers, podcasters, and content creators. I got some info for you before you get started. Or maybe you've been doing this for a while already and just might be some things that you never thought of. Probably already been watching a bunch of videos that tell you how to get started with streaming and what you need and stuff like that. But I want to try to mention some things that nobody really tells you before you ever hit the live button. These are some of the things that I think you should have in pocket and ready to go. Knowledge can take you further. You can have a great quality stream before you ever have your first follower, and that'll help you grow a lot faster. First and most important thing that nobody ever mentions in any of these videos is internet speed. You have to have a good internet package to be able to get your broadcast out there. If you have a low upload speed, you're not going to have a good time with it. Your stream's going to be real choppy and pixelated, and you're going to be frustrated at what you end up having at the end of the day. So internet speed is definitely numero uno importante. You want at least a 30 megabit upload speed. That'll be good to get you going. There's a lot of stuff out there that tells you about PCs and stuff, how powerful they need to be. Don't get lost in the newest and latest and greatest things. You're going to end up spending a lot of money. And if you're just getting started in the streaming, there's no sense in dumping a ton of money into this at all right away. You might not even stick with it. It might be a waste of time and money. Podcasters, for you guys, you can get away with a lot less. You don't need a big, huge, powerful PC. One thing that you're going to need is a lot of USB ports that can support all the cameras that you're going to be using. So that's the one thing to think about. Now, you may think that, well, I'll just get a USB hub to plug all these cameras in and I can have as many as I want. It doesn't really work that way. The bandwidth for cameras and keeping the image quality going, it takes a lot. So you want to have cameras plugged in to their own USB slots directly into the PC. Now, speaking of cameras, the Logitech C920, that's the way to go with all the webcams. That's the standard. Right now, they're really expensive since the lockdown and COVID and all that stuff's going on. Price gouging is going on all over the place. Check Facebook Marketplace if you have that or something similar to it. You can find them used all over the place because there's a lot of people that start streaming that realize it's not for them and they're getting rid of their stuff. So brand new, they're like $120 on Amazon. Facebook Marketplace, you can probably find one for $60. Some of you guys see the big streamers, they're using DSLR cameras and you want to go that route. That is a lot of money to get started. Not only for the camera and the lenses to get the look that you're wanting that you see the other streamers use, you're going to need something else, a capture card, which can run about another $125 also. And it just might be a little bit over your budget. So the next best thing that you can do if you're trying to find something that's a high quality image, you use an iPhone. You have an Android with a really good camera on it, that's possible. This video is actually being filmed on my iPhone 11 right now, so it's pretty easy to do. You can connect it. There's apps out there. There's free ones that work well. You can pay a little bit of extra money for some apps and unlock full potential to use the widescreen lens that you have on your iPhone. And also, speaking of your cameras, your angle. Always want to think about your angle and what's in the background. For me, for my live stream, I use a green screen. I wanted you guys to see this, and you can see that I have all my lights and stuff all over the place. They're pointing everywhere, and that's just to evenly light the room the best as possible. So when I do turn on the chroma key to get rid of the background, it's clean, it's nice, and all you see is me and not anything else. So think about your angles. A lot of people have their cameras way up high and it looks down on them, or they're too low and they look up. You want to try to be about eye level with your camera. It's more personal, and when people are watching you, they feel like they're more connected to you instead of looking down upon you or having to look up. There's just there's certain things that just makes that uncomfortable for viewers, and you want your viewer to be as comfortable as possible. Make sure that you're comfortable with your camera, and like I said, the webcams are just fine. I use them. I use the C920 on my stream, and it looks great. You learn how to dial in the settings on your camera, and no one will even know that you're using a webcam. You can make it look really good. Trust me on this one. You don't have to spend a ton of money on lights. A lot of people are going out and buying all these big photographic lights and stuff like that. Really, These are cheap LED lights that I have, and then I have 2 screw-in light bulbs that go into shop lights. It's really easy, inexpensive, and it gets the job done. The other thing is learning how to dial in your audio. It almost doesn't even matter what microphone you're using. As long as you have a microphone that you get plugged into your computer and get sound going, you're fine. But learning how to dial it in is a completely different subject. And we got videos on all this. I got some videos that teach you how to get the Reaper plugins to help you dial in your mic sound and make it sound the best you can. I've got videos on how to get your camera settings away, to make it look the best it can. So these things, learning how to operate the stuff is really most important. Also with your mic, you need to take an account of your background noise and what's going on. If you have dogs, they might bark. I have mine. They bark on the stream all the time. They won't bark all day, but as soon as I go live, they'll start barking. You might have kids running around. Your streaming area might be next to the living room where the TV's blaring. All these things have to be taken into account for, and you have to make sure that this is not going to impede on your stream. You want things to come across as high quality and as professional as possible. It just makes you look better in the long run. So you've got everything you need and you got your PC. So the next thing you need to do is sit down with OBS and figure out the best possible settings that you can use to stream, be able to play your games and everything in between. So it takes time. You have to sit down with OBS and you got to play with all these settings until you can figure out exactly what it is. And the secret to all that, to getting it dialed in and looking great, is doing test recordings. Not doing test streams. Test streams are a huge mistake. You don't want to go live and then have some catastrophe going on where it's just so choppy you have to stop the stream, or your audio is so bad that everybody's just cringing at trying to listen to it. There's all these things need to be done before you hit the live button, and it's really easy to take care of before you ever even sign up for your Twitch account or your YouTube account. Also, something else that you want to think about. You want to get your logos and your banners, your alerts, your overlays, transitions, all this stuff. Have those ready to go, and it'll just make everything easier for you, and it'll just come across as high quality in the long run. If you take the time to learn about all these things, the software, lighting, how your camera works, your audio, you might buy a Go XLR, you might just use a Snowball or a Blue Yeti microphone, USB microphone straight in. You'll need the VSTs and OBS to use that. And by the way, you want to start off and learn how to use OBS Studio. Streamlabs and OBS Live, they're fine and they do work, but all the things that they do, you can do in OBS Studio, and you won't have all the bloatware that's bogging down your computer. Save those resources for where it's important. For your alerts, when your alerts pop up, it's going to take up computer resources. If you're playing a game on the computer and streaming at the same time, those resources can get thin really fast, and an alert can make the whole stream just turn to crap. Things are always going to change and evolve, so you're going to have to stay on top of this. You're going to have to figure out what's the newest thing that's coming in so you can adapt and grow your channel, your content, your podcast, whatever it may be. You want to learn what's coming up so you can be prepared for it. And this is going to help you stay fresh. It's going to help you stay creative. What you also want to do is look into all the free options of software that you can have. They have free software for video editing. There's free software for graphics creation. There's free software for everything. So if you look into it hard enough, you can find not only the free software, but you can find YouTube videos that'll teach you how to do everything that you're wanting to do for your stream. And you can have a quality, professional looking stream ready to go before you ever hit the live button. And if you've already been streaming and you kind of like been wanting to do it, take the dive, jump into the deep end of the pool and start learning this stuff. And while you're streaming, have everything building up. And then once you have everything ready to go, you got your new logo, you got your new transitions, you got new overlays, you got new alerts and everything. Then have a day where you're not streaming, set it all up, have it ready to go, and then that next time you hit the live button, everybody's going to notice the improvements of your stream. If the quality of video and audio and everything and all this stuff is brand new to everybody, you're starting over. You're starting from scratch, and it's going to make you look better. You're going to feel better. Somebody's going to compliment you on it, and then, hey, then you feel like a pro. Even if you're just doing a bunch of recording just for YouTube videos and you never want to go live, these things are still important too. So it doesn't matter what aspect, if you're wanting to create content, whether it be live, pre-recorded and edited, you can benefit from having all this stuff put together and ready to roll before you ever go live or post that first video to YouTube. There's also Facebook. There's options out there for you. So think about it and take everything in. Have a game plan, write it out, draw out some stuff, have a blueprint. And whether you're starting a brand new thing or you're recreating what you already have, you will have something that you're proud of. You'll have something that was your vision and that you created on your own. You don't really need anybody else. And if you do, there's people out there that create things. There, you might know somebody that creates animated transitions. They might create alerts. They might create all this stuff. I've spent the last 2 years learning how to do all this stuff on my own to be self-sufficient. And I've tried to help and guide as many people as I can into doing this. And I've seen some people do some really cool things. There's so much stuff that you can do. You can get out there, be creative, make it your own, and set yourself apart from everyone else. And don't just be that bland streamer that you don't watch. I hope this was kind of helpful for some of you. I hope you guys, get out there and just break out and do something creative and blow everybody away. That would be really awesome. And send me your stuff. Actually, if you do anything, if you start creating your own stuff, send it to me. If you're gonna start streaming and you never streamed before, send me your link when you start. I want to see it. You know what I mean? I love watching new stuff. Let's inspire each other. So if you ever want to, come by on Twitch Tuesday and Thursday at 7, Wednesday morning around 10. This is all Central Time. We stream on Twitch. We're going to be making more videos and uploading more regularly here on YouTube. I'm trying really hard. Look, it's been crazy. We got hurricanes and a tree fell on my car and COVID-19 and it's ridiculous out here right now. And this is where everybody's getting more and more time to start thinking about doing streaming and podcasts and content creation. So use your time wisely. Learn everything you can inside and out, and then roll with it. See you soon.
What the